Hey, what's going on? The Knowledge Drop is back. This is Focus of the Flow Mode crew. A lot of people have asked me already, why do I keep doing this? Why do I have to dedicate time every single day in order to rock free content for you guys? And the answer is I'm simply out to inspire the world, man. I'm not gonna wait for a promoter to book me again and travel to another place, teach a class with 10, 15 people and do the same thing over and over again. I'm simply out here to pass on whatever I know in order to inspire you to get better. With that being said, today we take a look at the place that's been credited as the birthplace of hip-hop, 1520 Sedgwick Avenue in the Bronx. This is where the first DJ of hip-hop, Clive Campbell, also known as Kool Herc, rocked his first party in 1973, August 11th, down in the recreational room in the basement of the 100 apartment building. If you haven't heard these stories, then the parties from there on influenced the earlier generations of hip-hop to wild out to the rhythms of Kool Herc's breaks. Kool Herc is even credited for naming the dancers B-boys and B-girls. Check out the flyer of the first party over here. Earlier this year, I was at Cornell University's hip-hop collection, going through their archives and digging for knowledge. I found a pretty impressive stack of material concerning the 1520 building. Kool Herc even had his own folder full of golden stuff and even stories from the first parties. Here's a photo from the New York Times from inside of the recreational room where the actual first party of hip-hop took place. So like you can see, the birthplace of a multi-million-dollar industry called hip-hop was not too glamorous. No limousines, no champagne, just a humble recreational room down in the basement. The building itself has had its ups and downs. It was under a program called Michel Lama, a tax cut program in order to keep the rents affordable for middle-income housing. The house was sold to a group of investors in 2008, according to the New York Times. The group included a real estate mogul called Mark Karasek, who had previously flipped San Francisco's famous Bank of America Center to a group of investors including Donald Trump. Here's what Dina Levi, the director of the Urban Homesteading Assistance Board, said about the sale in 2008. It's literally like saying Donald Trump wants to buy a 100-unit rent-stabilized building that sits in the middle of nowhere. It's crazy, it's alarming. What does it mean exactly? We don't know, but it can't be good. Right after purchase, the real estate bubble burst, and the investors didn't manage the loans and the interests, and the building itself went into despair. The New York Times speaks about rats and roaches, about malfunctioning water and heating systems, about threats about closing down the whole building. That's so sad for a birthplace of a beautiful culture that also made a lot of rappers millionaires. When I moved here, it was like a hotel. It was beautiful. Now it's down to nothing. Geraldine Davis, a resident of nearly 40 years, said in the New York Times. Besides being called the birthplace of hip-hop, the building was also being called the birthplace of predatory equity by the Senator Charles Schumer. With that meaning aggressive investments and neglecting the whole buildings when things don't work out and make profit. Luckily, the tables turned in 2010. The building was taken over by a group called Workforce Housing Advisors, who specialize in preserving working class housing. With the help of the city, they managed to buy the mortgage with $6.2 million. Their vision was to take better care of the building, respecting the people who lived there, and quote, engage in efforts to better recognize the building's historic status as the birthplace of hip-hop. After all the hard times that the building had been going through, and also the beautiful things that it gave birth to as well, I thought it was only right to go and see it. So I traveled to the Bronx to rock some footwork at the main door of the birthplace of hip-hop. And while doing so, some of the residents walked by and looked close. They shouted, "So you came to the place where it all started from, huh?" Always remain a student. Understanding the history of our dance and culture makes you a stronger B-boy or B-girl. So keep digging, y'all. Let's continue on my free course called How to Make It Past Prelims. Sign up in the link below. Signing out with the Knowledge Drop. Catch you on the next one. Peace.